You have to have a great team and a great plan. One or the other doesn't do anything for you. If you have a great team and they have no direction, they're just a bunch of great individuals not doing anything.
One of our very first engagements was a 2-day engagement where we pushed the reset button on the entire company belief system. So we used the entire company to come together and actually be part of that exercise. People still reference those core beliefs and the why do we exist statements in everything that they do. So that has been huge for the team.
The plan that's created within an organization needs to live in the hearts and minds of the people responsible for implementing it. So often you hear the stories of strategic plans that are created, they look great on paper, and they sit on the shelf. So our approach is really about engaging people in a way that leads not only to a great plan, but to ownership on the part of all of the people who are involved in implementing it.
Working with Trebuchet was really helpful to me in both creating a facilitated environment and also kind of bring to light some pieces that may not have been clear before we engaged with them.
Strategic direction that came out of working with Trebuchet was incredibly clear, and it was simple. It makes operationalizing the work of the staff very easy. So we're able today, when we onboard new members of our board of directors, we're able to quickly bring them up to speed and show them how the strategic alignment works from the highest level of governance down into the operational levels of the organization.
When you talk about trying to operationalize vision, yes, it's really important to go through long processes, but sometimes you only get the people around the table for a short amount of time. And if at the end of that time you don't have clarity on who's going to do what and by when, the time was for naught.
You start at the very top of why are we doing this work? What is our purpose? How does that tie down into the outcomes that we really want? So when you tie that purpose into your outcomes and then back your strategic plan out of that, everybody in the organization, when you get down to the how I do my job every day, is tied to that purpose.
Trebuchet Group sort of outlined, these are the common themes we feel like you guys are coming up with, put them on poster boards across the room, and then everybody in the room had the opportunity to essentially vote on the things they felt were most important, and we were actually incredibly aligned.
Unlike some firms, we are not in the business of writing plans for people. It needs to be their plan. There's a real risk if we write a plan for somebody that they're not going to own it. There's no prescription, oh, we're going to do X, Y, Z. It really depends on the client situation. What kind of support do they need? And then we'll provide that.
At the end of those 2 days, we had measures of success for the project that everybody had input on and signed up for.
I think the leadership team has really embraced this greater clarity and transparency in processes. When we're making decisions and we have two alternatives, we move in the direction that we identified in that strategic plan.
Clarity and confidence are qualities that emerge from a strategic plan. And the clarity piece is often what we refer to as, where are we going and how do we get there? Are we rowing in the same direction together? That's really clear. The confidence piece is equally important because unless people are involved in this process in a way that they feel connected to it and responsible for it, they won't feel confident in implementing it.
Being able to kind of be a high-functioning team requires that strategic focus, and that's what really Trebuchet gave us, is helping to make sure everyone's in the right seat in the canoe, basically, and paddling in that shared direction.
Every company needs an operating system that they can hold on to and that they can point to as their guiding principles and their guiding light. So no matter what you do, you need something like what Chris does to help you as a CEO running this group of great people to make sure that they're all aligned and headed up the same hill together.